Hi, people. Brainy Maxwell here, and I'm at Foster's Homeware in Philadelphia. We're here to do a demo with Stephen Petrecca, the chef of Jones Restaurant here in Philadelphia, and we're going to be making the famous Jones mac and cheese. It's one of my favorites. Now, in addition to that, on this Philadelphia episode of my podcast, we're also going to be visiting Drexel University, where the students there have created some wonderful interior design ideas for the store of Felix Populi. And we're also going to be stopping by Philadelphia Home Art Garden to see our pillows in action. Stay with us. Jason Crook, the owner of Philadelphia Home Art Garden, better known as p.h.a.g, invited me down for a trunk show of the products I've designed for Felix Populi. Oh, we had so much fun. The event was called Pillow Talk with Brainy Maxwell, and in addition to having some charming conversations with delightful people, it was an opportunity to introduce the line to the good shoppers of Philadelphia. Here are a few of the products we brought with us. You can find p.h.a.g online at theph.shop.com, and be sure and have a look at felixpopuli.com for all the products you see here. Wasn't that fun? Let's see what those girls have in mind for the store for Felix Populi.
My name is Jennifer Young. I did Felix Populi for my retail studio. I wanted the customer to have an experience going to the flagship store. So I took it as you were going to your friend's house to get an idea for your own house, and in this space you can buy anything. It's just great, fun stuff. The colors are great, they pop, and people would definitely ask me, where did you get that?
My name is Jackie Reed. After researching Felix Populi and Brainy Maxwell, I want the customer to feel as if they're walking into the set of the Brainy Maxwell show. I wanted it to feel as comfortable as possible and be a really fun atmosphere where the customer can come and sort of just hang out and relax. I felt that the Felix Populi brand was very fun and playful and was whimsical. I feel like they're for a client that is willing to take a chance and try something new, because I feel like they're not like anything else out there.
And now it's time for Steven, Jones, and that delicious mac and cheese recipe.
Stephen, can I put this on you?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. These are our new aprons from my new product line, which is Felix Populi. Isn't this fun? Look at that, isn't that charming? It is not flammable. In fact, we'll steam out any wrinkles that happen. Shall we get started? What's our first step?
We're going to make a bechamel sauce, which is the foundation of our mac and cheese. And it's really easy to make because the proportions are generally speaking equal parts flour and butter. And I have the butter in here, it's about a quarter pound. I melted the butter, heated it up, and I'm adding the flour.
And basically you're looking for a specific texture.
Right, wet sand is what they always say.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that.
So,
wet sand.
Wet sand.
Doesn't sound too appetizing, but I know it's delicious in the end.
So, I think we're at the wet sand stage right there.
Texture, very good.
The French, of course, codified everything that the Italians invented. And then, so we have blonde roux, then there's some brown roux, and then dark brown roux. It's been a while.
Is there a redhead roux?
There's a red roux, I had a red rum. So after you cook the roux out for a couple of minutes, we're going to add milk here.
Now, is that scalded?
You don't really, well, the French again say that if your roux is hot, your liquid must be cold, but that's really not true, because I'm going to do this right here with hot milk and hot roux. You just have to whisk it out a little more.
What did the Italians say?
The Italians say just have a glass of wine, mix it all together, and it's all going to turn out well in the end.
Can I whisk that for you?
You can, yes. And as always, nothing is perfect, so depending on how dry your flour is, you might have to add a little more milk, which we're going to have to do here because I can tell it's too thick. So if you need to thin it out, you want it to just look kind of like a little thicker than cream. Because the next step is we're going to add our paprika.
Our
Paprika and our dry mustard.
Yeah.
The mustard is going to give it some flavor and also help emulsify the cheese into it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that mustard would help emulsify.
Yep, it has lecithin in it, which is found in egg yolks, which is why hollandaise stays together.
Well, that's a good tip for you there. Use your mustard to emulsify your cheese.
Well, that's why.
Oh, I like that. Very clever. It's like cooking as chemistry.
Well, there's a lot of science in cooking.
There is, no, and I love that.
If you're doing this at home, you want to cook this out for about 10, 15 minutes or so.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. And then the next step is to slowly
Handful by handful?
handful by handful, not too much. Kind of whisk the cheese in. I'm using sharp white cheddar and sharp yellow cheddar.
What about Gruyere?
You could probably use Gruyere.
What about
Gouda?
Gouda?
You can use Gouda. Gouda, as the Americans say.
That's right. I do so love cheese. Rally, I do.
Now you can see it's starting to get shiny. It's starting to come together.
It's starting to get a nice gloss to it, yes.
So you would add, throw it all in there.
All right. Oh, Tabasco.
Tabasco, yeah. Just a shot.
That's good.
Good, so we're going to add the cooked elbow macaroni to the cheese sauce. And it's came out pretty nice. And then we're going to turn it out into this thing.
A baking dish. Perfect.
Good. And the good thing about this is you can make the sauce way at a time. If you have a weekend dinner party, it's pretty stable.
Oh, that's good to know.
And you can actually make it to this point also at a time. So if you're doing something on Saturday night, you can get it to this point Friday or Thursday, and then you just pop it in the oven. Cover it at first to make sure you get the heat in there, because it's a very dense thing you're trying to reheat. And then that way you don't have to do any work on the day of your party. And then these are breadcrumbs. At the restaurant we use panko that's toasted off, mixed with some Parmesan and butter. It just gives it a little more texture, and it'll also give it some color.
Yeah, now the thing that I like about these breadcrumbs is, and they really pile them on, Joe. And that makes for a wonderful dish, because you mix the breadcrumbs into the mac and cheese, and the texture becomes indescribable. It's just delicious. Now, how long do you bake that?
If you're doing it like we did in this pot, it's not going to take very long. You just want it to
Brown the top.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Right. It's good with bacon. It's good with pickled jalapenos. It's good to just mix all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but if you make it, make sure you also make a salad. Eat a little bit of it when you have a lot of cheese. That's important.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for this Philadelphia episode of my podcast. Next time you're in town, be sure and stop by Joan's Restaurant for that delicious mac and cheese recipe. And don't forget about Foster's Homeware. Such fun things here. Also, keep Manna in mind the next time you're thinking about giving a little something to charity. They're a very worthy organization. Now, don't forget to come by BriniMaxwell.com and take a look at what we have to offer there. And remember, Felix Populi always has the perfect thing for your home. Thanks so much for watching, and come back next time. Bye now.
The spirit is moving, traveling along. The spirit is going.